How's it going, everybody? My name is Troy, and welcome back to Lead Therapy. I really appreciate you taking your time tuning into my video. Real quick, I want to thank all the new subscribers that have come on board the past couple of days. I really do appreciate it. Also, I want to thank everybody who's been crushing it lately by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications. It really does help the channel out tremendously. Gun control activists are heading to Washington, D.C. this week for a last-ditch effort for the Senate to pass, or at least hold a vote, to ban the sale and manufacture of so-called assault weapons. A trip that has as much to do with influencing public opinion and lawmakers on Capitol Hill. It remains to be seen if Senate Majority Chuck Schumer will hold a vote on the bill, which even supporters like Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut admits doesn't have the votes needed to send the measure to Joe Biden for his signature. But backers of the ban on modern sporting rifles are engaging in intense lobbying efforts this week for the Senate to take action. Survivors and victims' family members from Uvalde, Highland Park, and other mass shootings are heading to Capitol Hill to lobby lawmakers in person, while dozens of big city mayors, the vast majority Democrats, have sent letters to Schumer and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, urging a lame duck vote as well. The mayors, speaking to Republican concerns about the assault weapons ban, declared that not in any way does it infringe on the Second Amendment, and the Background Check Expansion Act would close serious loopholes in the background check system. If you don't think that banning the most commonly sold rifle in the country wouldn't infringe on anyone's Second Amendment rights, then you clearly don't understand the scope of the Second Amendment. And I'm guessing a good number of these mayors choose to remain willfully ignorant about the history and tradition of the right to keep and bear arms, though I'm sure that plenty know good and well that their favored gun policies tread all over the fundamental right, and they're perfectly comfortable in doing so. The refrain that gun bans are constitutional isn't the only illogical note sounded by advocates prohibiting sale of so-called assault weapons. We're told all the time by anti-gun activists and politicians like Eric Swalwell that it's sheer paranoia that Democrats want to confiscate firearms. Yet you've got the head of gun control groups declaring that assault weapons don't belong in anyone's home. There is nothing in their way. There is nothing stopping them from literally removing weapons of war from the streets. Kitty Brantner, the founder of March 4th, said in an Instagram video, "We don't have military tanks in our driveways, and we certainly don't need assault weapons in our homes, in our streets. There's nothing in the way of the Senate literally taking guns from homes and streets," said Brantner. Oh, kitty, kitty, kitty. The other thing that you forgot in your ignorance is the millions of people that own those firearms would not stand for it, if you get my meaning. I don't know about you, but it sure sounds like Brantner wants the government to come for at least some of your firearms, even though the text of H.R. 1808, as approved by the House, contains a grandfathered clause that permits the existing owners to continue to possess them, a fact that a committed gun controller like Brantner isn't surely aware of. So why would Brantner be so dishonest about what the assault weapons ban legislation would do? For starters, her efforts aren't aimed in educating voters about what's inside H.R. 1808. She wants a gun ban, and she's smart enough to know that the Senate isn't going to pass the ban already approved by the House. It's believed her statements are more about generating support for an assault weapons ban wherever and whenever they can pass one, including the state of Illinois where Brantner lives. And the type of ban that Brantner wants doesn't include an exemption for existing owners, which frankly doesn't make any sense from an anti-gun perspective. If you honestly think that AR-15s are a weapon of war that should be banned from civilized society, why would you want to carve out an exemption for the tens of millions of rifles that are currently in the hands of legal gun owners? You would want to ban them too, right? And ideally, you would want to either encourage gun owners to turn them over themselves or make possessing them such a serious offense that most gun owners would comply with the law, however reluctantly. I think this is just the case of Brantner advocating for a ban she wants, rather than being caught up in the particulars of H.R. 1808. And those efforts, along with her colleagues in the anti-2A lobby, aren't going to stop when Congress adjourns without sending an assault weapons ban to Joe Biden's desk. Congress might become a dead end for anti-gun activists in 2023, but the gun control groups are already eyeing up Illinois and several other locales for state-level bans, while whispering into Joe Biden's ear that he doesn't even need Congress to ban assault weapons, or even the vast majority of semi-automatic handguns. Yes, we have the Supreme Court in the Bruin decision to hopefully serve as a backdrop to the worst abuses of the Second Amendment. As always, I'd like to hear your thoughts about this story in the comment section down below. And as I mentioned at the starting of the video, if you could please help the channel out by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications, I would really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.